something that families are really interested in is being able to capture this moment. And so, Kathleen, could you tell us a little bit about photography and capturing pictures of the graduates?
Sure, and this is all really well kind of clarified on the commencement website, which we'll definitely provide links to at the end of this. So there's a professional photography company that will take pictures of each graduate as they shake the president's hand. All graduates have the opportunity to, or kind of shake either the dean of the college's hand or the dean of the faculty's hand, and then shake the president's hand. And as they're crossing the stage, our photographers are totally spot on, catching every single one of them. They have the same participant order list that we use, so they know who they're catching and when. And all of that will be available. They'll reach back out to families and supporters with those images after the ceremony's over. One of the reasons that they're great to have is that there's not really a place where families and supporters can kind of come on their own to catch the graduates. There's not an area for that. It's super busy, so this is a way to make sure that that image is captured, but also remembering, as EJ was saying, you're watching the whole thing on the video screen, on the Jumbotron as well, if that's helpful.
That's great. And we know that sometimes students want to carry stuff with them. And so if you can remind your student, we want them to leave their things in their seat, right?
If possible, yes, because when they've got a bunch of stuff and they're trying to manage their cap and their tassels flying around, you might not be able to get the best image of their face.
Yeah.
But yes, well, and we also remind them to try to put their tassel on the back of their cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So after the ceremony concludes, what happens next?
We are very happy. Undergraduate students will need to pick up their diplomas in Baker Library, in the main hall, Reese Hall of Baker Library. As EJ mentioned earlier, it will not open until the ceremony has finished completely, at which point the students only, no families and supporters are kind of, they shouldn't go in with their student. There's just not enough room. The students will go in and get their diploma. We recommend that students pick a spot to meet their families afterwards, so that they can celebrate, they can start taking photos, they can hug and be happy. But it's wise to pick something in advance for a meeting spot and not just on the green, because it's hard to find someone on the green. And then there's just joy all around, just a joyful time. The diplomas are distributed until 2. At that point, there's further instructions on the website as to what you would do if the student isn't able to pick up the diploma before 2.
Yeah, if someone's got to head to the airport or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
That's great. And what does the diploma look like? What's on it?
It's beautiful. It is in Latin, and that translation is on the website also. The diplomas do not indicate majors. They don't indicate whether or not a student received honors in their major. They do include the Latin honors. There's kind of some stickers that go on there if they achieve Latin honors, but otherwise, again, that's on the website, the translation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So students will pick those up and then be able to celebrate with
Yep.
everyone back on the green
Yep.
once they finish up. Is there something you wanted to
I
add?
was just going to, it's the green, it's Baker Lawn, it's the Dartmouth steps. They're going to college. I mean, it's not the whole center of campus is kind of activated with,
Right.
Friends taking pictures together, friends with families. It's a really, really nice atmosphere afterwards of just kind of celebration.
Yeah, really. So when does the ceremony wrap up, and how can people plan ahead for the rest of their day on Sunday?
Yep. So on paper, we aim to be done around 12:30-ish. So depending on how long some of our speakers go, it goes a little bit, before or after that. And then Baker opens after the recession to go and get diplomas, photos. When we do get those phone calls, I usually advise, plan after 2 o'clock. Give yourself some time to do that celebration, right? To take the photos, to meet the other families, and have your graduate kind of still hang out with their friends. But I usually say, make that reservation for after 2 to enable that you have enough time to kind of gather, get off campus, and get to those places.
That's super helpful.
Yep.